first time out to Batavia?
Yeah, first time out.
So what's your impression so far?
I love it. I love it. We got a good vibe. We got the music blasting right now. We got pictures of Eric Wood, Chris Berman over there. Some really cool people working the event too. So couldn't ask for a better event.
Again, thank you very much for everybody coming. Yeah, this is an event I look forward to each and every year. Thank God I'm able to make it and continue to hopefully keep making it for many, many more years. But a big thank you to Terry Hills for doing this. We have to have 27-hole course in order to do our golf tournament because in the past we had 10 to 12, sometimes 15 foursomes on the waiting list. So this allows us to make as much money as we can for Kelly for Kids and Hunter Soap. So that is always awesome. Guys, real quick, there's probably 5 or 6 foursomes that you will be, we will be keeping an eye on you. Because I know you have good golfers, I know you're good, but no mulligans.
Well, Jim Kelly in particular, his family and the Bills is a larger, and the city of Buffalo is a larger, Western New York. The fact that Jim years ago, when he was at the height of his career, would put his energy and his name and his, towards so much to go back to the community, towards children's health, towards everything else, and I felt part of that team. And then I think after Hunter passed many years ago, his son, everybody kind of felt it was important to show support every year. And then for me, not selfishly, it's a chance to see old friends. I know that I'm coming to Buffalo at least once a year. I often get here more than that, but at least once a year.
What he's going to have to learn, the style of play, because he played in a 3-4. He played a lot on the center, so he was kind of bogged down a little bit with that. We're here, they're going to ask him to go and disrupt and do some things. So there'll be a comfort transition there, doing something a little bit different. But he has all the tools, and I'll help him along the way if I can. I know he's going to get coached up, and I'm excited to see what he does. I think 2 things. Number one, and it's one thing that everybody has seen, is how talented he is.
Chris, what do you need?
Well, it's great because you understand what it goes to. I mean, when you have the charities that you have a luncheon every year and you hear why, what they're doing and why it's so important to them, you get it. Especially for me having my own son, who we continue to raise money and try to make a difference for others, and what that means to our foundation, what it means to not my son, but to people that are suffering from the disease that my son had. And then you know that every year you give out 30 to 35 checks to Western New York charities that we support, and just listen, how big of a difference it makes for them. You understand, and you get it, and that's why I'm here.
Come out and support Jim, anything for him. Great cause, it's all for the kids. Bring up a group from Louisville every year, it's a ton of fun.
Obviously Jim has been a very good friend of mine for a long, long time, and he's really done very well for himself when it comes to promoting the community and doing things for the community and doing things for other people. So, I live here. It's always a great time to come back and see all the former players that come back here. But like I say, Jim has done an outstanding job with the community and with the charity events that he's been involved with.
You're out here, you're involved with Batavia Downs, obviously very supportive Batavia community. What do you like about it?
I love it here. This is really the fun time for me during the summertime when, they start having all their promotions for their concerts out at Batavia Downs track race. So, It's great to have a sponsorship and to be out here and be with the community. Eventually I'll be out here tomorrow because their golf tournament is tomorrow. So I love the people there, and it's a great community to give back to.
Everybody got their cups, but they ain't chipped in. Now this type of shit happens all the time. Right? She used to be the homeboy late. Oh, that bitch came through with a game to tangle right. And a fat ass Jake. I'm some bubonic chronic that made me shit.
Roger, when I walked up, you were talking about the future of the Bills in Buffalo, and my question is, the NFL didn't really take care of the fans in San Diego. Why should the fans in Buffalo trust the NFL to take care of them?
You're talking exactly about what I was just talking about, which is the importance of a stadium. A stadium is going to maintain the kind of fan base that's going to keep the team competitive and allow us to be successful in that market. And that's exactly why we're focusing on it here in this market as well as we have every other market. I think there's been $13 billion spent just in the last 8 years on stadiums.
So why didn't the NFL build a stadium in San Diego? Why should taxpayers pay for it?
Because it's not always about the NFL building. It's a public-private partnership in almost every case. Now, of that $13 billion, 11 of it was private money, but there's also ways for the public to participate and to find ways to solutions. So these stadiums are complicated. They're difficult, and that's exactly why you may have missed it, but the discussions have to go on between the public sector and the private sector to figure out what's best for the community. How do we develop this? How do we do this right? And we've been really successful in doing it around the country.
Bother you for an autograph?
Sure, love to.
I'm involved with the mining project for Spinal Research.
Okay.
And I have a tournament. And by you guys signing stuff like this every year, I auction it at my tournament.
Okay.
And we're hoping we have a big year again. We're zeroing in on $1.5 million.
Awesome. Glad to do it.
I met him in rookie minicamp for the first time, and he's really done like a good job with me, kind of taking me under his wing and really trying to show me the ropes of, what Buffalo is and what Buffalo stands for. So just trying to take everything in that he says. Obviously, he's been here for a long time. He's been doing it for a long time. And he's a very knowledgeable guy about that subject. So just trying to listen to what he has to say and apply it.
Some of my pain will be with me the rest of my life. It's just not my cancer pain. It's just stuff that happened to me when I played, those things. But it is what it is. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. You know what the thing is, guys? I know why I'm still here is my faith. Without a doubt, the good Lord has blessed me. But there are times where I look at my life and I see, what I've been through, not only with the Super Bowls, and you wonder why. Even in college, blowing my shoulder out my senior year and them telling me I would never play football again. Then to retire and think I was going to kick back and relax, enjoy life, and my son born on my birthday and how excited I was, and then to have him go through what he went through, and then, of course, going to the Hall of Fame, and shortly after that, him passing away. So the ups and downs of my life have been to a point that after a while, it starts wearing on you. But then how I knew all the things I've been through, the good Lord was just preparing me for what I have now, and that's being able to make the difference for others. I could easily be gone a couple of years ago when they gave me less than 10% chance of living. But God has a different plan for me, and that's to be able to make a difference. And as I travel the country now speaking, I was just in Chicago the other day, and just to hear people, tell me personally, right to me, that how much of a difference, just listen to what I had to say in the banquet, how much that's made a difference and how people told them. And I understand why I'm here. And I'm going to continue to fight until the end. And as I said before, some of you guys like Vic and you guys know that today, the good Lord decides my day. I'm going to leave with a smile on my face, a cool beer in my hand, and saying, you know what, I get it, I understand, but I'm now going to go see my son.